Well, I tried to do one of these a second ago, but it needed a good old Control Alt Delete. I think I pushed it too hard the other day. I don't know, but we have a lot of rain out there though, and this rain's going to be with us through the remainder of the overnight hours, and it starts to taper off around sunrise. It will be soggy for the next several hours. Here's a live look, looking live from Walton southbound out towards Uptown Rogers. Look at all the headlights reflecting off the rain on the road there. You got a little bit of rain on the lens. Yeah, just kind of a chilly, raw evening too. Temperatures are nice and cool. They're actually in the 40s out there. It's about 45, 49-ish or so in Bentonville and Rogers. It's in the upper 40s farther down towards the south. So we've got a nice chilly evening out there. What I wanted to show you, though, is this system that's moving through and then talk a little bit more about the weekend and then what happens next. So let's go to the surface map because it really tells the story. It'll make a lot more sense when I show you the surface chart and then look at the radar. You can see that the low pressure is actually down to our south, spinning counterclockwise. So we're pushing up humidity and moisture. All that's coming up into Arkansas. On the west side of that, you've got the dry air that's moving in. So the dry air turns off the faucet. Now, that doesn't happen until tomorrow morning, mid morning ish. So we're going to be dealing with these showers. Now, watch this. See this map? You can see the big comma area. Watch this. There it is again. So that's the system, right? So you can see it all lifting from the south up towards the north. Zooming in on this a little bit more, you can see those heavier showers that are out there towards Bella Vista. This is a look at the composite radar. It doesn't do a great job of actually showing what's happening. So I'm going to go over to single site here, and this shows us a better idea of where some of that heavier rain is up on 71 out towards Bella Vista, and then moving down to the south right there on the Bella Vista bypass from Little Flock back over to Bentonville and Rogers, getting light to moderate rainfall. Same thing with Cave Springs, a lot of rain out towards Rocky Comfort and Oak Grove and Tawnytown. Springdale, we got another heavy area of rain just to the south. We've also got it in Elkins, so it's coming up towards 16. A wet evening in Greenland. If you're headed up and down the hill, looks like it lets up a little bit in West Fork and then picks back up once you get to about Mountainburg or so, with more showers in Dyer and in Mulberry, and a big slug of rain that's pushing from south to north that's about to move into all of downtown Fort Smith. Most of the Fort Smith area is getting rain now, but check out that brighter area of yellow that's about to move through. That's more of that the moderate rainfall and a little bit of thunder at times too. So it's not necessarily just showers. There will be a clap of thunder here and there, but for the most part, we're not looking at anything in the way of severe weather. Severe weather outlook map today doesn't even have us in a risk. So thankfully, no tornadoes or wind or anything like that. I know everyone's a little skittish after the weather that we've had lately, self included. It's been kind of wild, huh? All right, so if we look at what's going on now, the temperatures are in the 40s and 50s. Look like it came up one in Bentonville. It's 50. Ooh, heat wave. 47 in Rogers. That's super duper chilly. It's closer to 60 in Fort Smith and in Sallisaw, a little warmer to the south. But with that rain that's continuing, it's still going to be a pretty chilly night for just about all of us out there. Okay, so let's look at radar again and get a little bit closer on exactly what's happening here. You can see that rain that continues to track in, and then to the west, you can kind of get an idea of where it starts letting up. So I think some of this actually does regenerate to the south and then move north, and we do get more rain overnight. So it'll come in waves. What stinks about this is it's the kids are playing football out there right now. Of course, I always liked it in high school when it was rainy and it was football-y. Boy, it was fun playing in the mud. Of course, now they have all these turf fields. You get those little black beads all in your shoes and stuff. Not as fun as it was back in the day. Here's a look at the radar. Actually, it's just as fun as it was. The kids just don't know what it's like playing in the mud unless you go to a school kind of farther out. The rest was so much fun. All right, so this is the data for where we are now and then where we're going for the overnight. So I'm going to start you here, and then I'm going to go through time here. You can see the overnight hours. We get another good push of rain. This comes in. This is about 1 in the morning. So don't be surprised if you hear thunder around 1 or 2 in the morning. That's the actual dry line that's coming through. But remember, we don't have a much shear or instability to work with, so we're not concerned with severe weather like last time when shear and instability were bonkers for this time of year. And then this is 6 in the morning, and then we go through the mid-morning hours. It starts to move out taking you to noon tomorrow. Still a little cloudy. I think the first half of the day is going to be marred in clouds before we finally start seeing some clearing that's out there. And hopefully we get some of that the clearing skies. I was going to see if I can pull up cloud cover for you. Bingo! There we go. All right. So when do the clouds clear? Let's just look at it together. This is the morning right through. That's 11. That's noon. Looks like we get the clouds clearing out by about 3. Some parts of the river valley are socked in the clouds all day, though. So, and the days are like 2 hours short, seems like, where as we get closer to the winter season. Take your vitamin D. That's what my doctor told me last year, so I'm doing it this year too. And get your flu shot. Don't want to get sick. All right, so rainy night ahead of us tonight. We could have some flash flooding. Thankfully, this is more light to moderate, so it's not the heavy, heavy stuff like what we just saw. But the rainy weather will be here through the overnight, making it rather chilly. And we actually get a warming trend next week. We're going to be back up into the 70s. Big pool blast looks like it gets here about 2 weeks out, maybe a week and a half, somewhere around the 20th, 21st, 22nd of November, somewhere in there. And Thanksgiving's late this year. It's like it's what, 28th ish, somewhere around there. It's later than normal this year. So hopefully by Thanksgiving we get some Thanksgiving weather, right? Hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll join you back here coming up probably at some point later on this weekend talking about the weather systems that are set to affect us next week. See you then.